Hey everybody, welcome back to HMO the podcast with your hosts
Kevin and Juan.
Yeah, sometimes I forget my own name. Sometimes I forget how to do these intros. But we're here nonetheless. Happy
episode 15. Happy episode 15.
Oh, it's 15?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we are veterans of the podcast game.
We talk now professionally.
I feel like now, like, I wouldn't be surprised if someone like stopped me on the street and was like, "Oh shit, you're that guy from HMO."
Holy
podcast.
shit, is that HMO?
That would be the worst. I would hate for them to be like, "Oh my god, is that HMO?"
In that situation, what do you do? Oh, that's the host of HMO? Yo, I think I might cry of embarrassment.
Wait, why? That'd be so dope.
I don't want to get recognized. I told you this. I don't want to be famous. I would not want to be recognized.
It's not like it's such a niche micro celebrity that like getting recognized by one person.
Yeah, but that's attention at that point.
And you don't want anybody to even look at you.
That's right.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for tuning into last week's episode. That episode has been doing pretty well.
Amazing reaction by everybody watching, new fans and old fans.
Shout out our guest,
Bree.
Congrats, no congrats, but thank you so much for coming on and sharing your stories. A lot of people seem to enjoy you. Listen, we said this on the last episode that we had a guest on, and we're gonna say it on this one too. Hey, everybody. Love the fans, love the listeners. But, you know, if we just have somebody on, you know, let's not make any requests to get them back on immediately. All right?
Right.
Like let them live some life. Let them, you know, like experience new things.
Let them go through things before they could talk about it.
Like, I don't wish this on anybody, but like, you know, let them experience some shit so that they can come back with this newfound understanding of what life is, and they can share that with us.
Another thing is, people every time we have a guest, they're like, "Oh, that should be another host." At this rate, we're gonna have like 100 people stacked in one room.
Like, do we just suck? Right. Like, I think the problem is that we're just not good at this.
I think it might, yeah.
And that people, every time there's a new host, a new opinion, everybody's like, "Oh my god, they're so." I don't want to hear them out anymore. Let's hear this person out. But our guests are great, and we do love that you guys love them. Okay, that is not an issue with us. We love the love, okay? But, you know, this is Juan and Kevin's show.
Yes.
Juan and Kevin and the mystery man behind the camera that you guys haven't seen yet. Our guests haven't seen him either. But there's a mystery man behind the camera that might one day appear online. There's nobody behind the camera.
It's me.
Let's just get right into it. Happy November.
Yay. It's officially the first week of November. Halloween season is over. Christmas season has officially begun.
It's not.
Yes, it has.
There is so much time between now and Christmas.
Yeah, but there's nothing in between. Like
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but like there is no like Thanksgiving music. There's no Thanksgiving. Like, I guess you eat a turkey.
Dude, the thing is not even Thanksgiving. Like, November is such like a pivotal month in everybody's lives. Like, no shave November, no nut November. I'm participating. If you guys didn't notice, right, from the last episode, I hate that my hair grows back so fast. But I got a haircut on October 31st. Got a haircut and shaved. Okay? Haircut and shaved. And this is me. I don't know how many days into
what week are we? It's 8 days, 9 days.
This is 8 days. So this is me after 8 days of not shaving and 8 days of not jerking off.
For the people, for the people that can't see him, he do got some hair on him, on his face now.
Got a little 6 o'clock shadow. I feel like
that's way more than 6 o'clock.
Nah, that's a nice little, like, you know, 6, 7 o'clock shadow.
Over a week.
I just hate that, like, there's no such thing. Like, I can't get. Let me know, any men in the comments. Let me know, or women too, if y'all shave. Like, how the hell do I get rid of my 6 o'clock shadow? Like, I'll shave and it'll immediately look like I have some sort of facial hair, and I hate it because like I don't want to be baby faced, but for the sake of the challenge of No Shave November, I was like, no, let me participate the right way and just shave it all off. But when I do shave, maybe because my skin is so goddamn pale, but I always have like fucking shadow on my face. You can't relate. I know.
Can't relate. I'm trying to imagine, but yeah, I shave and then, like, you know, by the time a week, 2 weeks comes around, it's like, oh, okay, there's the little caterpillar. I gotta shave it off again.
How often do you shave?
Now, it's like at like once a week before each episode.
Once a week.
Yeah, just like the little.
Do you get like chin hair?
Yeah.
Oh, you
I
have
think
you have H in here.
Yeah, I didn't see.
You have H in here. I'm sorry about that. You have H in here.
Let him rock.
But listen, I am. You got to participate in No Shave November then.
Yeah. Oh,
Wait, have
God,
you shaved already in November?
Yes.
Wait, when?
Bro, today. I'm not about to look crazy.
My
No,
God. No, please. Actually, for the rest of the
I'm not
episodes.
gonna look crazy.
Please.
Absolutely not.
What about no? I'm sorry for anyone that's at work. This is NSFW today. But like, what about not November? Are you participating or did you?
It's too late, bro.
Dude, listen. It's not that I'm an addict, okay? I could stop whenever I want to, okay? But like, there's no real.
He's currently twitching.
There's no real science behind participating in No Nut November. There's none.
I've seen people fly. They start flowing.
No, this is
by the
not
end
real.
of the 30 days, they wield powers beyond anyone's imagination.
Listen, I have willpower, okay? But like I see people like I saw this like motivational TikTok the other day where this dude was like, yeah, for 30 days I didn't talk to anyone, I didn't jerk off, I didn't eat meat, I didn't drink. And I was like, yo, that's cool. Like that's cool, but me? I'm finna turn up.
I'm not participating in that. Damn. He did nothing. He just sat there for 30 days.
Like it does take a lot of willpower. Dude, I commend you if you're like, and that's the thing, right? It makes me sound like I'm a dog where I'm like, oh my God, I can't go 30 days.
Fiending for this episode to end.
I'm not fiending, okay? Like I'm all right. But I have heard that there's a lot of negative side effects to doing it every day. But there are also negative side effects to doing the 30-day no nut challenge. Like that you're not supposed to. Like that's not what you're meant to
normal.
do. But it's not. I know I sound like I'm like just pleading for myself right now so that people don't think I'm weird, but that is a real thing. Why should you?
Well, everything in moderation. Cause like I do know that like if you go crazy, it leads to ED, and it also leads to like you could go bald.
Wait, drinking off too much?
Yeah, cause like your internal body temperature is too hot, and then it just starts melting your hair off.
Wait, how is your internal? How does drinking off make your body hot?
I don't know. I just read the article, bro.
I feel like it's not. This isn't real.
No, it can lead to you going bald. Oh, okay. So ED sounds more
erectile dysfunction.
Yeah. Sorry, because some people like you know who you are if you either refer to ED as eating disorder or erectile dysfunction.
Oh yeah, I went to erectile dysfunction immediately.
Yeah.
Listen, like I don't necessarily have that issue. You know what I have read, right? I don't want to expose myself on the internet. Whatever, okay?
You can whisper it into my ear and I'll read it out loud.
No. I have heard though that like it's not even the act of jerking off. You know what the real problem is? It's not the jerking off. The problem is the porn that we consume. That shit actually fucks with your head and like fucks you up bad.
I do know like now like there's like it's crazy like 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds are just going insane. They have so much access to like pornography. Yeah, and like it just messes with their mind.
Hear me out. When I was like 13, I didn't have a smartphone, so I used to look up girls kissing on my Nintendo DSi and go into the bro. When you're a little kid, like I wasn't that little, but like I didn't have a smartphone. I didn't have access to these things, you know. And you're curious sometimes, so I would go on my DSi, get my stylus out, and type in girls kissing.
You were a demon, bro. Cause I was never that curious. I was just playing games or chilling out.
All right, this is gonna be way too TMI, way TMI, right? But like, I don't even know if I should share these things. But like, was there like a? This might be if you don't want to answer this, you don't have to. But it's like, was there like a specific moment in your life where you began?
Yes,
jerking off?
It was peer pressure.
What?
Oh, because I'm capping peer pressure.
What do you mean?
Like no, because like by like 16, I still hadn't
jerked off once.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, I started in like 7th grade." I was like, "That is insane to me." Like,
honestly though, like I'm not far behind you.
But
though.
this is my thing, right?
Okay.
I didn't have internet.
Okay.
I didn't have cable.
You didn't have any internet.
No.
You literally were on the podcast 2 episodes ago talking about how you had cable.
What? Yes, but like that was like from up until like okay, listen. Like,
oh yeah,
like
he's
8.
lying. He's lying.
No. It was
lying.
like up until like 8, and then we lost cable, we lost internet, and then it was just Cubo. Like if you ever like, son, if you ever lost internet, if you ever lost cable, you had a little satellite box, and Cubo was the way to go. That's all you had, and that was up until like starting into high school where we got like cable and internet back.
Okay.
So I didn't have access to like what people, or a DS. I didn't have a DS or anything. I just
had a little DSi. Yeah. That shit went crazy.
So like the resources y'all had, I didn't. I was just chilling, playing my video games. That's what I was feeding on that. Cause like, yeah, like I didn't.
Well, what do you mean you were peer pressured? Like did someone
because everybody talked about it.
Really?
I was like, this shit gotta be mid.
Did a lot of kids your age? Well, your age. We were in the same high school, but like. Did everyone just talk about? No, that is true.
Teenagers.
When you're a young man, like that is a conversation that's had often. But like I'm the same way. Like I didn't start that early. Like I started like, okay, this is TMI. This is too much. That's the name of this episode. Way too much information. But I didn't start until after my first like encounter with like a woman. Like I didn't start until because like before it's like a dog, right? Like. Okay, I'm not comparing myself to a dog.
He got that dog in him.
Okay, but I feel like it's way worse, right? If you neuter your dog after they've already had kids and stuff, because it's like, damn, now they know what that shit feels like, and you took it away from them forever. So like in my head, not that I'm a dog necessarily, or that like I got neutered or anything like that, but it's like. I didn't know what I was missing out on by not, this is such a funny conversation. Like, I didn't know what I was missing out on by not jerking off because I had never done anything to even, like...
Right.
To even, like, participate in this thing.
No, because, like, okay, so this is my thing, right? Before that, I was like, bro, this sounds so dirty.
Yeah, I feel like I'm, like, trying not to curse in front of my parents. Like, this happened at work the other day where... I can't tell you. Go ahead.
Because before that, I was like, oh, man, these people are so dirty. But then, like, what had happened is, like, because I wasn't releasing anything, I would have wet dreams, like, every day.
Interesting.
So, like, that became a problem. I was like, somebody has to do something about it.
Problem for who?
That's a problem, bro. Like every time you wake up and it's like, damn, I gotta immediately change out, or like, oh, nobody could see me. Nobody could see me reveal the covers.
This is the worst thing I've heard ever.
Wait, have you never had?
Yes. This is not a safe space. This is going on the internet.
Yeah, okay. Everybody can relate in the DMs, not in the comments, because y'all pussies.
But it's definitely like that's the thing. That's why I feel like we should be participating. Just for like that sense of like willpower of being like, yeah, like I don't need it. It needs me.
Like that SpongeBob episode. I don't need it.
I think, yeah. But I feel you because I'm telling you, like I didn't start until later in my life as well. And people were surprised when I told them this and thought I was lying. But I'm like, if I never knew what this sensation was, why the fuck would I ever chase that sensation? Because like, I don't know. It's not like I'm sitting in the shower like looking at myself like, oh, damn, like, Maybe if I tug on this shit, like it'll have some sort of visceral reaction. That's not what happens, But yeah, listen. If you're gonna participate, be healthy, be smart about things.
Don't go bald.
Don't go bald.
Don't get injured.
Yeah, because it is hard. Like that's the thing.
Some
like
grass.
I feel like it is harmful. Like at the end of the day, like maybe not the action, but the way we go about it. I definitely think like the pornography consumed is not good for like your mental health.
No, because like even in college I didn't have, like I knew some people that were like obsessed. Like they were clearly obsessed, which were to the point where like I walked in multiple times on the one person in the act, like, bro, you didn't even lock the door. That's how much you were fiending. And trying to like brush it off, like, oh no, it's okay, like I need this. Like, no.
Wait,
you don't.
What would you do?
Just leave. What am I supposed to do?
I thought you were like staying watch, because like if you even got, bro, how did he even get a sentence out?
What do you mean a sentence out?
Like to me, like I opened the door, like I don't even let him get a sentence out before I leave and close the door.
Because he's scrambling. Like,
nah,
this wasn't his first rodeo. Because I opened the door and like, okay, the first time I didn't really know what was happening because I just walked in because I was gonna talk to his roommate, but he ended up not being there. So then he was just like in the corner on his desk, and I just like he just slams his desk, and then he's just like sitting there like this. And I was like, "Yo, is your dude? Is your roommate here?" He was like, "No, he's not here." Then I walk out, and then it hit me. I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker was schmeeing his schmee right now."
Have you ever been caught?
No.
Are you very discreet about it?
Discreet. I mean, I guess.
Do you make like do you treat yourself, or is it more like you feel nasty and disgusting about it?
What?
Like do you make it an occasion? You know what I mean? Like, you know, like you get real comfortable, you dim the lights a little bit, you get your favorite like lotion or whatever, or are you just like very sinful? Like me, I'm very sinful about it. I'm like, I'm disgusting. I'm disgusting. I'm disgusting.
I'm definitely not doing prep time if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, like
the
you know,
Batman of fapping.
You drink it. You drink it. You know, you drink your favorite juice that night. You know, you dim the lights a little bit. You put on your favorite actress. You know, you're like, oh, I love this movie. Or is it more of like a super like, I'm disgusting. I'm gross.
I would like to remind you
that people watch this.
That. So what came out of your mouth is kind of crazy, but I would also okay, but
guys,
listen,
this is
I would
a comedy
also
podcast,
like to remind you that we are not both single.
But still,
no, even that,
in a relationship, you can't drink off.
That's kind of like.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
This is like a touchy subject now.
Why you think if you get
no, because like
you think if you get into a relationship you shouldn't jerk off anymore?
No, I don't think so. But like
you're looking at other women though. I know. If I was Kevin's girlfriend, I would be really mad at his response. Yo, you better let her know before this episode drop.
Listen, bro. Listen. Tap in.
All right, let's just step away from this because this is not what HMO is about, okay? But let us know in the comments.
We heard Juan out this episode.
y'all gonna hear me out, okay? But you know,
drink your orange juice.
What does orange juice do? You're a
just
freak,
to be healthy.
bro. I know you're a freak, bro. You're literally a freak. But let's move past this. I'm sorry that we got really into this. It's November. Man. It's the month. You know, this is dude. We're gonna lose sponsors over this. People aren't gonna want to be guests anymore. Like, listen, this is not what we're all about, but a little bit. You know,
it's demon hours.
It's not even that late. Daylight savings.
Daylight savings.
Hear me out. Hear me. I can't get I'm like embarrassed about the previous conversation we just had. Hear me out. Why the fuck is daylight savings still a thing? Like, get rid of that shit.
Who is it really helping?
Like, who are you saving? Daylight? That was a good one. I love that one. Whoa, I am fucking funny. But being it's November, if you guys didn't notice, for those of you that are just listening, Kevin is wearing.
I brought out my Christmas attire. My Feliz Navidad.
For those of you non-English speakers, non-Spanish speakers, that says Feliz Christmas.
Yeah, because Feliz Navidad.
But like, do you just like you're not jacking like the other like holidays in between then?
There is no other holidays. There's only, I guess, one Thanksgiving. Or is there something else you're thinking of?
I mean Black Friday.
That's not a holiday.
It might as well be. I mean, like, are we really here to celebrate? Listen, I don't know about you.
Son, Thanksgiving is all about Black Friday.
Yes, I like this. Well, it's also, you know, like, wait, what? Indigenous Peoples Day is Christopher Columbus Day now, right?
That's a great question.
Because we don't celebrate Thanksgiving no more, right? Like that's not like a acceptable thing to do anymore, right?
I don't know.
Like
whatever you want to call it. Whatever is being done is the same. You get a turkey and you eat it.
Well, not necessarily. I don't know how many
in like my household. My mom got used to making like a ham.
Oh, ham is good. Yeah. Ham is good.
So usually a ham, but it's the same. Whatever you want to call it.
But you don't like Thanksgiving? Yo, hear me out. The conversations had at Thanksgiving are the most nerve-wracking. Like that's where like everything bad happens.
Well, you see, I can't relate because like the family clapbacks, because like I don't really be like celebrating Thanksgiving with like family, and I do know if like certain family came up and said some wild shit, it would be kind of crazy.
Son,
maybe that's why we stopped having Thanksgiving with family.
It makes sense because, dude, I feel like those are the types of conversations you have where you're like, I don't know why we just talked about this, because it'll be like, you know, you can live a very regular life all the time, right? You can have the best relationship with your family. You can do this, but the second you sit down at that Thanksgiving table and any type of controversial opinion arises, just know
the night's over.
Everyone is tuning into your conversation, and everyone is about to have a really bad time. Like, what the worst? Oh my god, dude, those conversations are just so funny. Like, it's just like so unreal and not like I can't even describe them. But you're not the type, you never really spend Thanksgiving with your family. Maybe that's why you're a Christmas guy. But you guys spend Christmas with your family, or you just like
no, just like with like.
So why do you chill so hard for Christmas?
There's snow.
I'm not sure. So Thanksgiving. We live in New Jersey.
When has there been snow on Thanksgiving?
There has been snow on Thanksgiving. There 100% has been snow.
Hey, bro, Santa hats are way better than turkey. That's all I know.
What? Do you
Christmas trees?
Christmas trees are nice. I like the decorations.
The decorations, more. Yeah. There's no turkey. Or I guess there are turkey decorations.
People post like the pilgrims and shit. We should come dressed as pilgrims.
I was about to say whack, but I don't know if that's appropriate.
Oh, can we not?
Well, no, I was about to say you said
that pilgrims are whack.
No.
Wait, pilgrims are whack. Yeah.
Like,
right? Go ahead. Pilgrims aren't the Native Americans.
Well, no, but you were like, oh, like the pilgrim decorations. I was like, oh, that shit whack. But like,
no, you could say that.
I can say that. Okay, yeah. That shit whack. But I want to see a snowman.
Wait, the pilgrims aren't Native American. Like the pilgrims are the colonizers.
I know that. Yeah.
So why can't you say pilgrims?
What?
Do you think pilgrims still exist?
No, I don't give a fuck about them.
But they're not a group of people anymore.
Yeah, you know what? Whether I say fuck pilgrims or not, someone gonna get offended regardless. So
you know where the word pilgrim comes from?
No.
From pilgrimage.
Right.
Which is what they did.
They pilgrimed.
Whatever. This conversation took a fucking turn.
No, but like, so you like Thanksgiving? Is that what?
Not necessarily. I'm not saying I like Thanksgiving, but it's kind of crazy to me to not consider like between Halloween and Christmas, there is 2 months. And you can't just skip over November. That's why I'm saying November is such a pivotal month because of No Shave and No Nut and Thanksgiving. I'll throw Thanksgiving in there. But that is a pivotal month, man. That is a pivotal month in every young man's life.
I thought we left that in high school.
What, November?
Yeah. People still participate in November activities is crazy to me.
But you don't like the apple picking and shit like that?
I've never gone apple picking.
You don't like there's not a lot of things.
That's what I'm saying. Like November's whack. It just gets colder.
Maybe because we're Hispanic. That's why. Like maybe Americans like
maybe
celebrate
some white
that
people
shit.
can like shed some light.
White Americans.
Sure.
Because I don't really think maybe that's why. Because we're Hispanic, we don't really celebrate the right way. But I don't even know, how do you celebrate Thanksgiving the right way?
Now Thanksgiving has kind of devolved into like, oh, let's make. Because my mom was wilding before. She used to make a turkey and a ham. And I was like, damn.
And it's not even that many of y'all.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, the word, like, son, I'm not trying to eat the same food for, like, the next 2 weeks. Because, like, they make so much food.
Is Thanksgiving federally recognized?
Federally recognized?
Like, do we get off for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, you get off.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Thanksgiving, to be honest. Now that I think more and more about it.
That's what I'm saying. You said Halloween's mid. Like, no, Thanksgiving Halloween is more mid.
Thanksgiving. But at least in Thanksgiving, like, we get food and shit. In Halloween, you can't celebrate after a certain age, but Thanksgiving is timeless. Like, you always going to eat food on Thanksgiving, whether or not you celebrate or, like, whatever. Because it's not really a celebration.
It's not really a celebration. You just get dinner with your family.
And, for a lot of people, that is a celebration.
Nah, son. Because if you're in a Hispanic household, it's chaos when making the preparation for the food. It's just everybody fighting. Listen, and then being thankful at the table.
I'm just happy that Mariah Carey is finally out of her iceberg and she's doing whatever the fuck she's
finally
doing.
Risen from the dead.
So I don't understand the chokehold she has on the rest of the world.
It's on, yeah.
Like she listen. She's not that talented. Listen, Mariah Carey, hear me
wow.
out. Mariah Carey's music sucks. Like, it just is not good. I'm joking. I honestly, I've never listened to a
She's
Mariah
dropped more
Carey
tracks.
song. No, she's old now.
That's
Well,
what I'm
not
saying.
that she
Like,
could, not that because she's old she can't drop music anymore, but I think she doesn't make any
somebody
new
needs to
music.
make a new Christmas song. We need a new song on the block.
Son, I was thinking about that today. Like, I really miss making music. I think I'm gonna start again.
You gotta drop a Christmas track.
I might drop a Christmas song. I think that would be so fun. But with Christmas coming, right? You were talking about the snow and shit. This motherfucker global warming do not give a fuck about no snow. Son, hear me out. I don't know why Jersey has every single goddamn season in the same week. Monday is 88 degrees. The next day is 65 degrees. The next day is 78. The next day it snows. The next day it rains. The next day it's hot as shit. Why?
I went through all my closet for this week alone to like sleep naked, sweats, shorts.
Dude, it's
pants.
ridiculous. I went to sleep with my window open because it was so hot, and then I woke up freezing my ass off because it was so cold the next day. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I think today is officially the first day that it's actually cold, where I actually needed my fucking jacket.
I saw this funny ass too, where it was like teachers at school when they ask they're like what they want to be in the future, but it's like, bitch, you're not gonna have no future. Like, isn't that scary? Like, global warming is like gonna kill everybody. That's where I was getting at. If you didn't,
Y'all might die. I'm gonna turn up though.
you think you could survive global warming?
Yeah, I'll just blow.
That is.
If
that,
we all,
I hate that
bro,
joke.
if
You
we
thought
all,
that hit, huh? You thought that hit, huh?
If we all blow at the same time, it'll just make everything cooler, no?
That has to be single-handedly the worst joke I've ever heard on HMO the podcast.
There's no way.
That is the worst.
Go back to earlier episodes, bro.
Dude, that was not a good joke.
Well, that was supposed to be a joke. I'm just fucking with you.
No, oh, but when see,
Nah, because you don't be fucking with
this
me, bro.
confirmation bias is the worst, bro.
There's no confirmation
They're so
bias.
biased. When you make a joke, it's like, oh, bro, but I'm obviously just joking.
Was that supposed to be a joke?
That wasn't a joke.
Oh. I was just talking on my ass, bro.
Come on, this shit, there's something not adding up. But with the changing of the seasons, I know I'm gonna get sick of shit, and I hate it. Every single year it happens. Every single year I feel like shit throughout Christmas and like throughout November, December. It's the sickest months. The sickest months. You get sick throughout the entire year, but you get flu shotted or no?
I feel like at one point I did,
Mm-hmm.
but then I didn't. I was just, I'm gonna tough this bitch out. So I haven't really gotten my flu shot in a while. I don't remember when the last time was.
I don't remember the last time I got a flu shot. I probably should though.
But now I might get it because I was like, once COVID hit, I realized I was like, damn, I sound like an anti-vaxxer right now. Because I was like, bro, I don't need that shit. I'll just tank it. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's like such a slippery line now where it's like.
But I was like, oh, if you're not gonna get your flu shot, like, why are you not gonna get your COVID vaccine?
My favorite was like during like quarantine and stuff when people were like, yeah, but those, because people were like, you literally got vaccinated as a kid. They're like, no, those were shots, not vaccines. I'm like, bitch, that's the same thing.
Nah, son. Like, I love bro. The moms that like don't be vaccinating their children. I'm surprised they live past the age of 4.
I don't know. Listen. I'm all for people having their own opinions and doing what they want with their bodies until that decision is fucking stupid as fuck. Listen, vaccinate your goddamn kids. Get vaccinated yourself. Stop being an idiot. I know everybody's like, oh, but look, no, the vaccine's not a cure. Bitch, shut up.
Or be like, oh, bro, vaccination doesn't prevent it. Like, yes, but like now you can fight it.
Okay,
better.
just don't wear a seatbelt ever in your car.
No, son. Like, I'm like so certain that like if seatbelts weren't a thing until like now, people would fight seatbelts. Crazy.
But it's just crazy because like those same my body, my choice people are anti-abortion. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Let that shit in, sink in a little bit. I know that one was a little tough one for you.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. I didn't know what you just said.
But those
to me,
people that are my body, my choice in terms of like not getting vaccinated are also anti-abortion and dictating what women do with their bodies. It's kind of ironic.
and they be dictating men's bodies.
How?
Bro, do you get a choice whether you get circumcised or not?
Son, that's I mean, like, yes and no, because if you're not circumcised as a baby, you can make that conscious decision to do it as an adult.
Imagine.
I ain't gonna even speak on that. I ain't even gonna speak on that. You turtle gang or no?
Turtle gang? Yeah, I'm helmet gang.
That's respect.
Yeah.
That's respect. This. Yeah. Listen, you do get a choice as as a man.
As a child, they just chop that shit off.
But like, yes, but it's like getting your ears pierced when you're a baby. You know what I mean? Like, it's so that if you do choose to do it in the future, it hurts less.
I think getting a little hole in your ear is way different than cutting 10% of your dick off.
You're not cutting the dick off.
Well,
it's
you're not
just
cutting
the skin.
You're cutting 10% of the skin off.
Where did that even stem from? Do you know?
What?
Like, where did this practice of circumcision even like come from? There's a lot of dick talk on this episode.
I think it was to be healthier.
But haven't they proven that it's like not anymore?
I don't know. I don't be tapped into.
Listen, if you know about it, let us know, cause I genuinely don't know. I thought that was about like being healthier.
Listen, if you got a helmet and you're not washing yourself properly, bro, that's on you.
But I also, I'm gonna stem away from this because I don't know what the hell. But listen.
Hashtag helmet gang.
Talking about helmets, right? Where's other places you use a helmet? When you're riding a bicycle, where do you ride bicycles? In the outdoors. You went camping recently.
What a segue.
How was your?
Yes, so we did have Bree on the last episode, and I was fresh out,
Fresh out the woods.
Right, fresh out the forest.
Fresh out the forest.
We actually almost hit a deer on the way back.
You should have.
Why? What's wrong with deer? What's the beef?
I'm not even gonna speak on that. They know what they did.
You know what? Deer's gotta be the dumbest creatures on earth. They don't cross the street until the car is like right in front of them. There's gotta be a science behind it. But they're like, I gotta go now.
Well, to be fair, us as humans, we've taken away all of their natural habitats and have put roads in the middle of their homes.
They got all that forest and they decided to be on the street
they got
right
all
when I'm
that
going.
Forest, bro. But how was camping? We didn't get to talk about it because we had a guest last podcast. But I know you were really. I wasn't about
to interrupt Bree on her
hijack the podcast just to talk about you camping for a couple days.
But that was the first time I've gone camping. But it was
that was the first time.
Yeah,
I thought you were like a camper.
No,
from Ecuador, bro.
What? What does that have to do with anything?
I thought y'all be camping in Ecuador.
This sounds.
Didn't you say that your father used to be in the wilderness and like?
What my father got to do with me?
Okay, whatever. Go ahead. How was camping? How was your whole experience?
It was like fake camping.
Oh, because you had a cabin.
Yeah. That was because I was like, I'm not about to raw the forest right now.
Raw dog the forest is crazy.
Yeah, like off rip, just get a tent and just sleep there. But like, damn, I could have been in my bed right now. That was probably like the worst part of the trip was that the cabin beds were like rocks. No, they weren't rocks, but I'm saying like they were like it was hard as fuck. Okay, yeah, okay. That was probably the worst sleep I've received. But the actual, being in the wilderness, being out in like nature, is cool. Like, they had like a lake there, and like there was a fire, like a little like. Is it called a fireplace? It's like a fire outside, but it's like enclosed. So like
it's a fire pit, dog.
Is it a fire pit? Okay, sure, the fire pit. And yeah, it was cool. And like every time I see fire, I forget how hot that is.
You are like everything that comes out of your mouth today. I'm just like, how did this guy make it to 22? Like, well, how?
We're fighting. We're fighting to stay alive. But yeah, I was like, no way. And every time it got bigger, I was like, damn, that shit kind of. I'm getting toasty right now.
This is worse than the jerking off stories. Like,
how is this worse?
What do you mean? You don't know that fire is hot?
I just forget how hot it is.
You guys made s'mores? That's my favorite part.
Yeah, we made s'mores. But like, that was like at the end of the trip. Before we went on like hikes and stuff, just like.
Were you scared at all?
No.
You're not scared of like animals and shit? The one time
I feel like I'd be more scared of a rat than like a deer.
Really?
Yeah, rodents. I don't know, something about that noodle tail.
Yeah, it doesn't sit right with me.
But like seeing a deer, I'm like, holy shit, it's a fucking deer.
I remember the one and only time I've camped. Actually, because before this I had told you like I never camped before, but now I was thinking about it, and if we're counting cabin camping, right? I went cabin camping once when I was in high school. I was part of this pre-college program, and for the pre-college program, we actually went to this place called Blairstown. Mm-hmm. In somewhere, I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's in Pennsylvania or Jersey. I don't know. But we were there for like a week.
Damn.
And I remember one night, So like there's like a big prank that they do every year. And our year we like flipped everyone's beds upside down, which is kind of funny. But the scary part that I remember, too scary. Okay, this has been established throughout the lore of HMO, but I'm a pussy, okay? So the one night we were all playing basketball because they had a basketball court, and 3 bears ran through the middle of the court. I didn't go outside the cabin for the rest of the day. Second,
oh wait, those were actual bears. That wasn't the
no. Yeah, those were real bears.
Oh,
like those are actual bears.
Damn.
And then you know how another thing before I go into the second one, you don't realize how much pollution there is where we live until you go somewhere else.
You don't realize how quiet it is,
bro. I could actually see stars.
Oh yeah.
Like here, you can't even see stars.
I thought stars were fake.
Listen,
bro, when you're part of the inner city for so long, you
don't
never
even
see
look
a star.
up.
Yeah, you never see a star. At most, you see like the moon, but there are no stars. So then you're like, wow, that shit was not fake.
Yeah, like I remember we went out into like an open field and we all just laid on our backs and we were like looking up at the sky and like seeing the stars. And you know the candy. This is just like a funny little, not even funny, but it's like a cool little like. You guys should do this if you guys are ever out at night. But you know the candy lifesavers?
Yeah, the little. Yeah.
If you like put one in your mouth and you like, it creates a flash in your mouth, but it has to be very dark. And they all gave us lifesavers. It's boring, but they all gave us lifesavers, and we all did that.
That quick flash of light. Nah, bro, cause like you don't even realize how dark is.
How dark is.
Yeah, because like here, like there's always a light on, regardless. It'd be a house or like somebody's window or like a car or whatever. But out there, once it's dark,
it's like pitch black.
That's it. You can't see. Like
my
eyes could only adjust so much.
And you already got bad eyes.
Yeah,
so.
That's my thing. I'm surprised I didn't bust my ass because we decided to go take pictures, just with like a flashlight. And I was like, oh nah, bro.
But were you guys there with like a guide?
No.
You guys just there?
Yeah.
Nah, that's too scary. I can't do that type of shit.
Well, I mean, I think they're like, I don't want to say pros at camping, but they camp.
Are they Boy Scout? Were you a Boy Scout?
No, I wasn't a Boy Scout. I feel like at one point I would have liked to join, but they probably asked for money, and my parents were like, no.
I feel like the Boy Scout organization isn't real. Like I feel like I've only heard about that shit in movies.
What like there's definitely Boy Scouts out there, but like where do y'all be?
Not around me.
Not in Newark.
I remember. No, I'm lying because there was one time there was a Boy Scout group in my like middle school, and I went to like one meeting and then never went again.
Did you learn to tie a knot?
I don't even remember what they did. It was like the thing about like these programs in the inner city, I'll say, is like how do I describe this without being super ungrateful? But they're all just like busy programs, like stay busy so that your parents can get out of work later and you can like get picked up. You know what I mean? So like it's not even like a lot of these things like are not really they're beneficial.
Gifted and Talented program was a scam.
There's a Gifted and Talented program?
Yeah. Well, I was part of the Gifted and Talented program.
Oh my god. Was that just like a real thing or was it somebody telling you that you're gifted and talented?
No, it was like, bro, that shit was so whack. Like
Wait, what did you have to do?
More work.
Wait, there was like an actual like program called Gifted and Talented?
Yeah, you would go like after school to do more work. And I was like, I'll do the math. I was going crazy on the math. I was like volumes ahead in math. I didn't touch the English books. They'd be like, bro, you have to do the English ones. You have to like do it. I'm like, nah, shit, whack. Give me the math ones.
I've never heard of this.
You never did? Oh,
I've heard of Gifted and Talented, but I've always thought that was just like something that was like an unspoken thing, not like verbatim, like, hey, you are gifted and you are talented. Here's this program for the gifted and
like
talented.
I was like, oh, that sounds kind of lit. And I remember my parents like I almost got beat that day because like we were moving and like I was like they invited me to be in the program. I was like, oh yeah, but like I'm moving, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I'll talk to my dad though. Then I got home and I told them. They almost beat my ass because why the fuck would you tell them that like you're not in Newark anymore, or like that you're not near the school anymore? You're dumb. I was like, I didn't fucking know that was an unwritten rule. Hella people. I don't know if you did it, but not people were out. Yeah, they were out of the city and just used like a parent's, another parent's address or an aunt's address, grandma's address to go to a specific school.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened a lot.
That's what I did because like to go to stay in like Abington in the North Ward. And not be placed in like the South Ward school. That's
what I don't understand. Oh, I understand some of it, but it's like people that are from like other cities that are like, I say nicer in quotes, but like, you know, like academically more, you know, academically more focused. Not that our schools, how do I phrase this without sounding terrible? But, you know, coming from, you know, a public school system, like they're leaving better public school systems to come to our public school system, taking away seats from kids that like should probably be in these public school seats. You know what I mean? And yes, every kid can go to public school, but it's like, even with the way they changed how kids go to these schools, because it used to be you just go to the school that's closest to you. But then they started doing like the One Newark program, which if you guys are in, people that aren't from Newark and are just like listening from anywhere, it kind of fucked the whole system. I mean, listen. I don't want to get too deep into it. We can, but Newark public schools got done so dirty by Cammy Anderson and Cory Booker. Listen.
I think I'll forever be salty that they took away the entrance exam.
Bro, Cory Booker ruined New Jersey. Cammy Anderson ruined Newark public schools. And listen, I'm left leaning and I'm very, you know, liberal democratic, okay? But yo, Cory Booker, I met Cory Booker, for those of you that didn't know, actually, a couple times, because you ever get into the Best of the Best program?
No.
Yeah, that's actually where the real people used to go.
That's where the real
that's where the real gifted and talented were. But like every year they used to do like Best of the Best or whatever.
In what school?
Like all the schools.
Damn.
They used to pick like 2 kids. And you know, like me being the best of the best, I would go every year. Like my mom probably still has all the things. Like just so you know, I'm not capping. Like, because there's no proof of you being gifted and talented, but I got proof of me being a best of the best. But that's besides the point. So we used to do Best of the Best, and the councilman used to be in that bitch. You know, give out like awards to the kids or whatever. And Cory Booker used to be there sometimes. But then when I don't know if did I ever tell a story on the podcast about how I went to DC when I was in high school?
I think you might have mentioned it briefly.
Well, for those of you that didn't know, I was very politically involved when I was in high school. I was an academic weapon and I was a political pawn, if you will. So being a pawn, I had no control in my situation. But when I was in high school, you know, as I've spoken before in the past, I'm on deferred action for childhood arrivals, DACA, for those of you that aren't aware. And I used to run like a small email chain where like I used to send a lot of information to people in the city about like, you know, things regarding immigration, things regarding DACA, like scholarships for the undocumented, like what schools to apply for, how to fill out college applications. I used to do that kind of thing when I was like in like a sophomore, junior in high school. And then I was part of this pre-college program that then connected me with a congressman from, you know, our city. And I went with him to protest Donald Trump during his State of the Union address in 2018. It was January 2018. Or was it January 2017? One of those years. I forgot where I was going with this story. I completely lost my train of thought. Where was I going with this story? I completely lost my train of thought. Holy.
You said a lot of words. So
I remember. And then, so like, right, because like I'm with a bunch of other people that came with their Congress people from other states, and Cory Booker's there, right? Cory Booker's there, and one of the people like introduces me to Cory Booker, like, oh, Cory, like this is like Juan, he's from Newark, and Cory Booker's like, oh my God, I love Newark, New Jersey, that's my favorite place, and I was like, we'll never forgive you to what you did to our city. It's like I felt like fucking. I didn't say those exact words. I was like, this city doesn't love you. Like I said something along those. I don't remember exactly what I said. I definitely said it more professionally. I didn't.
Juan and Cory Booker started fist fighting.
So you ever watch the show Arrow, where he's like, no. You have failed this city.
That's how you felt.
Yes, that's how.
That's not what came out.
No. I said something along the lines of like something. I don't remember exactly what I said. This was 5 years ago. I don't think
the city likes you that much.
Yeah. No. He was like, "Oh, I love the city," and I was like, "Hey, we'll never like." We haven't forgotten what you did to us. Like
we'll never forget.
But that's the thing. Like that's the thing about like we could talk about politics a little bit. Today's election day. We can talk about politics a little bit, but that's the thing about having nationally known local politicians, because there are a lot of local politicians that no one fucking knows who they are. Like Cory Booker was originally a local politician, right? He was the mayor, and then he became the senator. And you know, whilst mayor of Newark, he gained national notice, okay? So the thing that happens when a local politician gains national notice is that out of nowhere they all want to run for president. That is literally how it goes, you know? Local politician gets national recognition, boom, they want to be president. That is how that goes. But the thing is, if you're not from the local communities where these politicians originated from, then you don't actually know what the policies these politicians had in place. You see the politicians for their...
There's just some random person going for president.
but it's not even just that. It's like you see the notoriety, right? Like if you were just to read what Cory Booker did as someone who's not from New Jersey, you'd be like, oh shit, maybe this wasn't that bad. But then if you actually go to the cities where a lot of his programs were implemented, you're like, oh fuck, like what the hell? Like you, I mean, at least in Newark, you're like, oh shit, you fucked up our public school system. Like we just got our schools back after what? Like we got our schools back our senior year of high school. Like Newark, New Jersey got Newark schools back, basically.
I wasn't tapped in. I wouldn't know.
Okay, well, for those of you that are tapped in, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. Like, because, okay, so there's, okay, I feel like a history teacher right now. Not even a history teacher, but like, there's state-controlled schools and there's like locally controlled schools.
Okay.
And Newark's public schools got fucked. Well, that doesn't matter. Newark's public schools got fucked. Cory Booker, not the biggest fan of Cory Booker. He was a fine mayor, not the greatest senator. I'm a Democrat. I lean left. I'm very liberal. Not my cup of tea. Just so before everybody thinks I'm a Republican, I'm not. But how else?
Not
what
else?
Listen.
How did we get from deer to this?
It's just like it's hard. Like, oh my god, bro, we're gonna get a good. You know who we should? Oh my god, I'm gonna talk to you after the podcast. Who we should get on the show, and we could talk politics, like a whole episode about Yo, that would be dope.
I feel like that'd be a you episode.
No, that'd be so dope. You know who? I know who we could get. I'm not even gonna tell you. We're gonna talk about it after. But back to the camping. Yes, deer. Why do you hate that?
Anyway,
why do you hate deer? Have you eaten deer tongue?
No, I don't hate deer. You hate deer.
I feel like there's like a mutual understanding that we both dislike these animals a little bit.
I don't think nothing's wrong with deer. I just think they're
I
dumb.
feel like, are you an animal lover?
I like animals. I have two of them. I have a cat and a dog.
But like, do you like your dog? Like you like your...
I like my dog. The cat, to be honest.
Hear me out.
He a bit abusive.
Hear me out. Cats
are not misunderstood. They're evil.
Cats are a low tier on the pet list. I'm gonna be honest. Listen, not that I dislike cats, but if I gotta put them in the tier list, cats probably lowest tier. Well, which one you got? Which one you got at the top? Dog. Okay, what's second?
Cat.
You give cat second?
What other pet? Definitely not a bird.
That's
definitely not a bird.
I feel like birds are a little cool.
Bottom tier.
Birds are bottom tier?
They're just loud as fuck. Have you been in a household with a bird?
Yes, actually.
You have?
Yes.
Oh my god, no wonder you're so loud.
Well, no, not my own house. Okay. But like I have a friend of mine who her family had a lot of birds.
I'd lose my mind.
Bro, I have a friend whose family had chinchillas. Chinchillas they're just little rats, I guess.
What sounds do the chinchillas make?
I don't think they make any noise at all. I feel like that's the best animal to have, though. Like animals, you know what animals I don't like at all? Actually, no, I lied. Cats aren't bottom. Ferrets.
Ferrets? I've only seen. I know it smells crazy.
Dude, they're just not like they're just like.
Ferrets mid.
The thing is, any rodent, like they
count as rodents?
I think yes, bro. Any animal that's part of the rodent family, is just not for me. Like they're just like, nothing about them is appealing to me. Is
chinchilla not a rodent?
Yes. Listen, I'm not. Listen, I can contradict myself.
You're not perfect.
I'm not perfect. And you know who else isn't perfect? We're like jumping topic to topic today. Listen, guys, we're filming. I tell Kevin this all the time. We're filming on a goddamn day that I came from work. We don't film on days I work. This is impossible for me.
It was a long day.
It's a long day. Oh, by the way, everybody, I'm just gonna. This is the hop around episode. Okay. This is the hop around episode. But for those of you that do not know, I need everyone to give me a round of applause right now. Let's go. Everyone, stop what you're doing.
Yay!
After months and months of searching, I have finally received my first engineering job.
Yay!
I graduated in May with a biomedical engineering degree, and now I can proudly and happily say your boy is a goddamn engineer, man. I know it's funny to pat yourself on the back, but it's like
it's hard.
It's hard
to find a job.
And I was like, it's not even just about like, dude, hear me out. If you're a recent college grad, I feel for you, because that initial job search is so goddamn hard. It's so hard.
Finding the actual job, I feel like is a little less hard, but to find a job where it's like, you know what? They're not trying to like
a job that you enjoy.
Not even that. Like, they're not trying to hustle me for for like $12 an hour.
Yeah. It's really hard, and it's really the American dream. Like, I don't mean to get like too emotional, but like when I found out, dude, I was emotional as hell. Cause it's not the highest paying job per se, but it's with my degree.
It's the stepping stone.
That's what I think about it, right? I'm gonna share this story just because I feel like it should be shared, and I think we shouldn't be so scared of like failure. But even recently, right, I was at a bar, and I was drinking whatever, and then I was with a friend, and some dude like turns around, and he's like, "Oh, like we're like are you guys celebrating or something, right?" Because I was celebrating that I got a job, so I was like, "Okay, yeah." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm celebrating. Like, I just got a job." And he's like, "Oh, you just graduated?" I was like, "Yeah, I graduated in May." He was like, "Oh damn, so you've been struggling for the last few months." And so when I tell you, I got so offended. Like, I didn't say anything to the dude. I just like laughed it off, like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I was struggling a little bit." I got so like, I genuinely like, the friend that was there, he might not even have noticed because I really like just like laughed it off or whatever. But in my head, I was like so offended. I was like,
"Fuck you, man."
And then it just like, it made me think even deeper, like towards myself and how I feel. And I'm like, why do I feel so ashamed about it? Like, I shouldn't be so ashamed that I did struggle. Like, yeah, I did struggle. Like, it was hard to get a job. It wasn't the easiest thing in the world. I did start applying late. I did, create my own barriers, and I did have some of my other barriers that, like being on DACA, having these things that do stop me from like getting a job as easily as others. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But even then, bro, people be applying like a year early. Like, damn.
Yeah.
If you don't apply a year before you graduate, you're applying late. Like, bro, that culture is kind of insane.
And it's hard, especially when you're like a first generation college student and you don't know a lot of. I do know people now, but it's like going through the motions. You don't realize like how early you should be applying, because it's like I've said it on podcasts before. Like, our parents aren't like, they have careers, right? But they're not like careers they gained. Yeah, they didn't
have
go
idea
through
what it's like to apply during college.
Yeah, and it's not even just that. It's like they get those types of jobs where, like, I've had those types of jobs where, like, you go in for the interview, they hire you, you start working tomorrow. But that's not the case for a lot of, like, these careers where it's like they hire you and they're like, "Oh yeah, you start in 6 months," and you're like, "What do you mean I start in 6 months?" They're like, "Oh yeah, we don't need you right now. Come back in 6 months."
I don't know if it's because I didn't graduate from college, where people felt like a little. Maybe it was because they felt a little more. Oh, like he won't feel like he won't judge me because he didn't graduate from college. So I feel like more people were, I guess, open to like, damn, like it's been kind of hard to like find a job. And I was like, bro, even they tell you like 6 months out of college, that's when you should be kind of like getting worried about finding a job. Like before then, it's like you're chilling, like you're fine.
Even a year, like I know it sounds hard to say, and like for all my recent college graduates, if you're still like unemployed or just like haven't found your like career job yet, it's really easy to get impatient. Like I probably could have held out and got a higher paid job. I probably could have held out and gotten a higher paying job, but I got to the point where I was like, I just want the title. Like I just want to be an engineer. I just want to have that title because like I worked hard for that shit. You know what I mean? And like to be where I was for how long I was, and graduate and not work with what I graduated with, I was like, damn, bro, like. And I take it as a stepping stone. I have this like, listen, like there's an analogy that like I don't know if I created it, I probably didn't, but like that I say all the time where it's like people are always talking about I can't wait for the door to open, but me, they crack open a window, I'm jumping in. You know what I mean? I don't need the door to open. I need them to stop looking for 2 seconds and me to break through that window. Like that is real shit, because there are so many opportunities that won't ever open for you. You know what I mean? There are so many opportunities that you have to go and fucking take and take and take and take and take. And if we always wait for those doors to open, shit, nobody gonna let you in.
Yeah, man. I mean, we talked about it briefly when Julian was on the episode, but like, it kind of sucks that like your first job is really just I'm literally here for the experience. That's it. I don't care about any of y'all.
I know, and it sucks because I'm thinking about. I hate being the new guy. Like being the new guy in any circumstance isn't the best.
I haven't had many experiences with being the new guy, so I have no idea. But I'm a very like, I don't really care about being like. Not necessarily judged, but like I was like, I don't know any of the workplace drama.
No, it's not even. It's not even about the workplace drama. It's not knowing who you can say certain things to. Like that's the thing because you don't understand because you work for one guy. Like you don't have coworkers. Like me and you are coworkers technically now, but it's like you don't have like a workspace. Like you don't know if there are people there to like
who are ops.
You don't know who's there that like you can like joke around with, who's there that you can like, slack off. Like you don't know those types of, and not that I'm going into a job like thinking like I'm gonna go and slack off and shit. But it's like even just you are looked at as like, oh damn, like this new guy, like I'm gonna have to train this guy or like this, that, and the third.
I don't think I could ever do that. Same reason how I like somehow avoided working at like a retail store or like a customer service job. I could never, bro. Dealing with people, I lose my mind. If they said some if they said some dumb shit. Two, if I like, oh my god, I have to act a certain way around this person.
Yeah,
but it's not even like, well, not necessarily that, but like the business talk. That shit pisses me off, bro. Like I have to professionally say, "Boy, are you stupid? You didn't read that last fucking email."
Yeah,
like that culture is so like beyond me. I'm so glad that like the person I'm working for is like
some young guy who doesn't give a fuck.
Guy, so.
But even then, I think like workplace culture is so important, and I always like joke around because at my current job, well, that the one that I'm leaving for this new job, we wore masks up until like recently, and I still wear my mask at work because I'm like I'm not gonna get sick or whatever.
Did you ever get mask fished at work?
Yeah. Listen, I don't want to. I'm still there. Let me leave, and then I'll. But not mask fish, but like definitely, there's people that look way different under their mask than they do without it. But even at this new job, it's like, how much of yourself do you want to share with these people? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because I think now that I'm starting my career, it's different than these like retail and like temporary jobs that I had. I genuinely think that in those types of places, right, in like retail or these temporary college jobs that you have that aren't necessarily your careers, you can be extra friendly because like you might build relationships with these people. But the people, I don't know if it's because I haven't started yet or maybe my mind will change, but like I'm thinking like I'm gonna go to this new place and like I'm not gonna share my Instagram with none of them. Like even at my current job, the only reason like I think people follow my Instagram, I did not go out of my way to follow anybody at my job. Like if I followed anyone, they followed me. And it's not because like I don't want them to know about me or whatever. Like I don't give a fuck about that. But it's more so like, are we? Because even like a follow on Instagram, well, it's not that big a deal. It's like you get an even deeper insight to what the fuck my life looks like. Mm-hmm. Because if they don't follow me on Instagram and just know me as Juan the engineer, that's all they'll think of me as. But if they follow me on Instagram, they see me post an HMO clip where I'm like, hey, hear me out. Beating your dick's not that bad. They're gonna be like, oh, this guy's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
this guy hates women.
Dude, I had a coworker tell me, I posted an HMO clip and she DM'd me. She was like, I had no idea you were like this out of work. And I was like, really? She was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, I don't think I'm that serious at work. And she was like, oh, no, it's not that. It's just, this is a lot.
A lot?
Not a lot. You didn't say a lot, but it's just like, it's way different than your perception at work. It's the same thing that would happen when I would tell my coworkers I'm an engineer by degree. Not that they were surprised. Not that they thought I'm a fucking idiot or anything, because I'm a smart guy. But it's more so like I'm a very laid back guy. I hate describing yourself in any facet sucks.
I'm amazing.
Yeah. But like I don't take things like I take things seriously, but like I don't take myself too serious. You know what I mean? Like I know how to laugh at myself. I know how to take a joke. And at work, even like in the professional sense, like I'm very like customer, like not customer forward, like worker forward. I'm very much, and I was like a manager at my job, so I had people under me. I had people that like like, not looked up to me, but like sought my advice for help on things.
I feel like in a new place, like if somebody in a new place were to describe me, they'd be like, "Oh, this guy's like mad quiet." Or, like, he doesn't really talk. But I'm like, I just don't want to talk to you.
But I was very quiet at like my current job that I'm leaving. Like up until I got like a managerial role, I was the quietest dude in the world. Like I didn't talk to anybody. Like I sat in the corner and just did my work. And once you become like you got a higher role, you could talk to more people. And once you're in a higher like manager role, you have to talk to other people because now that's part of your job. But when I was just like some regular like agent or whatever, I was just sitting there, like not talking to nobody. I would just work, shut the fuck up and work. But I hate that. I hate the initial. I just want those 2 first weeks to be over with. Those are like the ones I'm most anxious for. After the first 2 weeks, I'll be like, yo, I'm chilling. I'm fine. None of this shit matters. I'm good. But I know those first 2 weeks are always just going to be the hardest ever for me. I'm just not. You guys might think of me as a social guy because I do these things on the internet. But in my real life, it takes a lot. Not a lot, but it takes like a good amount of knowing me to get this like.
This level of excitement.
This level of excitement when I speak. Like when I talk to Kevin, I'm always excited. My maneuvers, I talk, wow, I'm loud. But people at work wouldn't even describe me as a loud guy.
Wild.
Now they would. Well, now that I'm a manager, yes. But when I was like a regular guy, like no.
Like I had to play the role of a recruiter and I guess kind of like manager, just like a higher up position basically when we were trying to hire more editors. And son, that was probably the worst time I had.
You had to interview people?
I had to interview people. I had to like talk with people, message people, and the amount of like ass kissing that goes to higher ups is insane. Like I would constantly tell like, bro, don't call me sir. Like just call me. I'm just a regular dude.
You like 21 talking about something like, yo, hey sir.
Yeah, like hey sir. Like I this is my portfolio. Like please, like I hope you keep me in your thoughts. I'm like, bro, like.
But it's also different for the field that you're in as well. I feel like because I feel like in video editing, the population is a lot younger. At least for the editing that we're doing, where it's like YouTube editing and stuff like that. Like obviously, if you're looking at movie editing and shit like that, it's probably a whole different ballpark. It's a whole different like demographic of people that are doing it. But at least in our space and like the internet space, it's all young people. Like your boss is not that much older than you. Like
yeah, but like it's just so much like the amount like this has to happen in like I want to say the actual workforce. Like this is still a workforce, but like the ass kissing. Like I had one guy who probably had like one of the worst portfolios I've ever seen. I was like, bro, like you don't know how to do anything. But he'd be like the most like, I saw your work, it's immaculate, and what y'all are doing is like revolutionary. I'm like, bro I'd hate if they hired you.
I just edit YouTube videos, bro. There's no revolution here. But there is a level of that. Like, it's a matter of. I definitely listen. I think I'm a good interviewer. So if you guys need any interview advice, I'll tell you this. A lot of the times for entry level positions, it doesn't matter what you know. It's how you seem willing to learn. If you go in there and you show like a positive attitude and that like you have a really large willingness to learn, of course there are more technical positions where you will need to know a lot more and things like that. But a lot of times it is just in the way you're able to communicate. So the more questions you ask, showing interest, things like that really do build a positive interaction with whoever's interviewing you. If you go in there and you know nothing about the company, you know nothing about their work, of course you don't have to go in there and like suck them off and be like, oh my God, this is the best work I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, you don't have to do that. But you go in there and be like, also like, what did this take? Like, hey Kevin, you edited this video. Like, oh, like how did that process look like? How long did this process take? Things like that where you show interest, but also show that you have like a willingness to understand. Those are that's way more important than ass kissing. Like that's way more important than ass kissing.
Like every time I had to like do like an interview or something, I know that's why I flopped because like I feel like they explained everything very well. And like, any questions? I'm like, no, like
no, that ain't a flop, bro. You have to ask questions.
You have to ask questions.
You have to go in there with an idea of like the questions you'll even have for them.
You gotta just not random ask questions, but you really just like you fiending for these questions to be honest, because like. From what they explained to you, be like, yeah, that's cool. Keep it moving, but like that's so wrong.
I've always thought, just because I feel like I have a lot of like personality in interviews, and I think people like that. I don't know, to be honest. I say that, but I got one job offer, and like, but
that's why interviewers love me.
no. But honestly, it was my first in-person interview, and my first person interview, and I got the job. Listen, dog, I might be good at that shit. Or they just really needed workers. But I remember when I was in high school and I did my Harvard interview, guys. If you guys didn't know this, I was a bit of a smart guy in high school. Okay. I was a smart guy. Okay, I graduated very high in my class. I got good grades. I did a lot of extracurriculars. I played a lot of sports. So I thought I was gonna go to Harvard. I genuinely thought I only thought this after my Harvard interview, right? Because you get, depending, right? You get different interviewers. You interview once or twice. I interviewed twice. Second guy got me. He was like, "Oh yeah, This is what he said to me, bro. Mind you, we interviewed at his house. He was like an older guy. And he was like it's just a Harvard grad, right? And he's like, we're interviewing. We start talking about Uruguay. Apparently, that guy loved Uruguay, and I was Uruguayan. I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. This is perfect. Like, huge. God just handed me this dub in my fucking bare hands. I'm gonna grab it and take it all the way. So he starts talking about. He's like, oh yeah, because like I start telling him like, oh yeah, like Uruguay, this and the third. He's like, all my favorite artists are from Uruguay. Like I love Uruguayan culture. The people there are so great. This and the third. I was like, perfect. I'm Uruguayan to the bone, dog. This is amazing. Yes, I love Uruguay. The culture. Yes. At the end of the interview, he's like, I think you'll be hearing back from me. I usually get the people that are like right there to get in. This motherfucker had me believe I was going to Harvard, bro. Like when I went home that day, like, oh, I'm gonna be a Harvard grad. Like, huge, I know, huge. And I graduated from Rutgers. I guess we'll never know what Harvard.
I knew I flopped in my interview, cause like not for Harvard. I think it was for MIT. Cause like, bro, I got one of the dumbest questions I've ever heard, and I didn't have an answer. She was like, at this point, it was going fine. I was like, man, I'm breezing through these questions, and then she was like, with the advancement of technology and all the technology that's out there, how are technology making humans love each other more or something like that? And I really sat there and I was like, wow, this is the worst possible question you could have asked.
Honestly, you fumbled because that's an easy question.
Well,
you go through there and you're like, listen, through the innovations of WhatsApp and FaceTime, I'm able to see my niece and nephew in California when I live in New Jersey, and I could just show them all that. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be specific to you. You can just lie.
I was 16, but I was really just there like, damn.
You were interviewing at 16?
Yeah. Was it 16, 17? Well, I'm young. Well, I'm younger than you, so
not by much.
Half a year.
Oh, because your birthday's in June.
Yeah.
What are you? A Cancer?
No, I'm a Gemini.
Oh, my nephew's a Gemini.
Two-faced ass motherfucker. Oh, not your nephew though.
I'm a Capricorn.
No, but like at the time, no, because like I'm very like this is my thing. I did not do well in English class because like, listen, if you got an English degree, you bullshitted your way through that for real. Because like that's all essay writing and all that analysis is bullshitting for real. And I was always bad at that. So I was never good at like, oh, you just whip out something, you like think about it and like you just bullshit your way through the questions. You'll be kind. That was so fucking hard.
I feel like you'd be better now since we started podcasting. Because I feel like
not really. Because I used even here like
you're used to speaking more now. I think a lot of the times people just aren't good at like off the cuff shit because they just don't practice speaking.
Have you not here? Have you've been here when I just sit here after you say something when I have to think about things.
Yes, but still it's more like off the cuff because we're not like sitting before an episode and writing down our lines and memorizing them. Like everything we say is off the cuff.
Oh no, yeah. Now I feel like I can like someone's gonna ask me something. I'm gonna be very like real because there's no way I'm thinking of an answer on the spot. I'm very bad at that. I can't do it.
I don't know this. Listen, stepping stones, man. Everybody, listen. If you didn't do something today to forward your life and forward your career, do it today. Listen, take that step, make that call, send that text, do whatever you need to do, because today is the day that you grind. Talking about grinding.
Oh my God, here we go.
Listen, if you don't like esports, tune out real quick.
Right. You're just a hater.
You're just a hater, first of all. I'm not the biggest esports fan. I watched some COD and I watched some League of Legends. But we watched the League of Legends final in the theater the other day. And let me tell you,
that was a long ass night.
that was a long ass night. First of all, second of all, put that boy's Faker in the mud already, bro. That's your
Deft all the way.
You guys, that's your GOAT. Listen, if you're not familiar, Faker, probably the greatest League of Legends player of all time. If you don't know what League of Legends is, it's a video game. But he is, the unchallenged,
the unkillable Demon King.
Yes, unkillable, but like the best known League of Legends player and like the undisputed like best player in the world, basically. And he finally made it back to the world stage and lost to the Cinderella story of
the
dreams.
Cinderella story.
Son, it's so good to root for the underdog. Like no one ever wants the winner to win.
Right.
The underdog is just always the better story. And those motherfuckers in DRX, if you don't know DRX, now you do.
Just know they won. They did that shit.
The Cinderella story is beautiful. Shout out DRX if y'all want to come on the pod. Y'all want to come on the pod?
Y'all want to come from Korea all the way over here? Paul, we'll interview. I'd interview Deft.
I would interview Deft.
Not because like it was just I didn't even know who he was until we went because like beforehand we went to the I went to the quarterfinals, which was in New York in Madison Square Garden, and that's when I heard about Deft because I didn't know anybody except Faker. So I was really just there like, oh, I've never gone to any sports event. Let's just go. But then like hearing Deft like, oh, he's been playing for years now, almost like a decade, and he hasn't like won a championship, and now he's what 26, and in like gaming in the gaming world, this is like he's old. Like his reaction speed is not up to par with like these youngins that are like 17, 18, 19. So he was like, oh, like I'm getting really close to retiring, and we talked about it in another episode with the draft.
Oh yeah,
because he also has to go serve his time, and like I don't think he's made it past the semis in like years. I think the last time was like in 2014. So he was really like, man, if it's gonna be my last year, I definitely want to win. And when I heard that, I was like, man, Faker's won 3 times. He'll be all right. Like fucking Deft, go get that shit, bro.
And it's just crazy the way that life works because Deft and Faker both went to the same high school.
That's crazy.
Like
that has to be staged.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if like life is just fucking insane and like destiny's a real thing and your life is predetermined at birth or something. But holy, those dudes went to the same exact high school. Were rivals. Well, not even rivals because Faker was just shit on everybody all the time.
Right. But even then, like, it's just like, oh, like the person I'm fighting at Worlds went to the same fucking school. I mean, this has nothing. This is like apart from esports and stuff.
Like
the
that's
whole
nuts.
thing is crazy. Yeah.
Like how many people from your high school are famous? Probably none. You know what I mean? And those dudes both from the same fucking graduating class are both the best League of like. Well, he's probably not the best League of Legends, but they're both professional League of Legends players who have world titles. Yeah. Listen, tap into your locals, man, because you don't know who the fuck is around you. That's why HMO is HMO, and that's why we want to get everybody on this goddamn podcast. Because listen, y'all come on one day and.
If y'all blow up, y'all can say, like, hey, we were there first.
We were the first interview you ever had, and that's real. That's real love.
Yeah.
But another tournament that's coming up that we're just gonna touch on. I'm not even gonna talk about it too much because we're gonna have a whole episode dedicated to it. Not a whole episode, but
oh man, I can't wait.
The World Cup coming soon. We're gonna have a lot to say about that.
Not me. My team always loses.
I'm gonna have a lot to say about it. I can't wait for the World Cup to come.
I'd be so excited for the World Cup if my country wasn't ass, bro. I hate to say it, but like, damn, the times I've watched Ecuador play, I'm like, yo. Come on. Like, they'll play good 1 or 2 games and then fumble. Just straight, like, lose everything. We're like, damn.
Nah, the biggest controversy that is surrounding the World Cup right now, though, is that it is in Qatar. And there's, like, a lot of, like, shit going on about how, like, you know, the stadiums were built off slave labor. They're in a country that's not, like, fully developed and things like that. And I agree. I think having the World Cup in Qatar was a mistake. I think...
They had the whole world.
It's not even just that. Qatar wasn't even a country. Like the place where they're playing wasn't even like a thing yet. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like Qatar might have been a country. Sorry if I misspoke. I don't know. But like the places where they're playing hadn't even been built when they got announced that they were going to be the World Cup hosts in 2022. Oh. Okay. And I think the prior president of FIFA actually came out and was like, "Oh yeah, I made a mistake like choosing them to be the host because it's crazy. First of all, the summer is too hot, so they're playing in the winter. And that's why all of our shit is fucked up because no one can, like, every single international tournament is now fucked up because usually the tournaments are played in the summer because all the leagues are off in the summer, right? But now those tournaments all had to change their schedules because the World Cup is going to be in November.
It just seems like the easiest answer would have just been to just change the location, no? Sorry.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have the easiest solution would have just been to change the location. Why did they just double down on it?
Because money. I listen, money is the root of all evil. Money.
Somebody won the Powerball.
Oh my God, I saw that. You know what's funny is how people are clowning him? Listen, hear me out. If you win the lottery, everyone else's opinion does not fucking matter, bro. Dudes are clowning him because he won $2 billion but only took home $425 million.
No, it was more like 900 million.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. But people are clowning
You're
him.
taking less than half. Son, that is 900 million more than you.
Yo, that shit is ridiculous. I don't know how the fuck people will never nonstop hate, bro. Like they gotta be happier with your lives, man. Like that's ridiculous.
I don't know how he got my winning ticket in his hand, but really tragic.
Would you tell your family if you won the lottery?
No. Well, at least not like extended family beyond my household. Absolutely not.
Would you do that? Because you have to like. Would you either take all the money at once?
Take all the money. The passive income shit is whack. Cause like let's say I was like, oh, you get $1,000 for the rest of your life, right? In 10 years, what if $1,000 is worth nothing?
But it's not 1,000. It's way. I mean,
well, yeah, obviously, it's just like a number. But like you don't know how much that's gonna be in like 10, 20 years. So just take it all, reinvest it or whatever.
I think honestly, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't work anymore for the rest of my life.
Absolutely, 900.
Like
million?
I would just
If I die with zero money, 900 million, I was not ready.
Yeah, I think I just would actually not work. I would stop. Would you? Because there's people that I feel like would not stop working if they won the lottery. But like if I won the lottery, I would stop working. I would just not work anymore.
I'd just be here recording.
I would just be literally like I would invest in the podcast and that's it, and like just do shit I want to do for the rest of my life. But I wonder if like
do a podcast episode in every country.
Son, I wonder if it does get boring though. Like not working.
Absolutely.
Just
because you're
like,
retiring so early.
I want to retire early, to be honest.
I get it. Yeah, of course.
I don't want to work till I die, to be honest.
Absolutely not.
It's like that thing where it's like, do you have a dream job? And I'm like, no, I just don't dream of labor. I don't dream of labor. That's just not something that crosses my mind very often, if I am being honest. I think, I don't know. I feel like if I won the lottery, I would probably give it back to the government because, like, I need to grind harder.
Oh my God. My dentist said I grind in my sleep.
I hate my dentist so much. Listen, fuck the lottery, fuck everything else. Shout out HMO, shout out the podcast. We're wrapping it up today. A bit of a shorter episode, we know. It's just a lot of life has been going on. A lot of life, new job, new things that I have to do, new things that we both have to do. Just we're gonna be back at it next week with a longer episode. And every week after this as well, you got to come down from the high that is a guest episode, you know? Right. After a guest episode, you have to, like, come back, you know, touch in with reality and, like, remember.
Damn, we're no longer the hosts.
We got to tap into
when everybody's talking about the guest being the new host, we're like, damn.
We got to tap into our HMO roots and really enjoy what we're doing. So with that, I'm going to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for showing love to the podcast.
Thank you for 100 subscribers.
100 YouTube subs. 250 Instagram followers. Go follow our TikTok, goddammit. Right. We got no TikTok clout at all, bro. Our Instagram reels be doing like tens of thousands of views, and our TikToks
14.
We got a TikTok with 10 views.
Right. That means not all of y'all are tapping in.
Yo, tap in. Show love. This has been HMO. These were your hosts. Have a great rest of your day.
Take it easy. See you next Wednesday. Mwah.
Peace.